Hello and welcome to evening prayer. I have 3 offerings for you tonight, and I'm not sure that they're all connected, but I think they all have some wisdom to provide. The first was a little cartoon I saw last night referring to that 90s movie with Bill Murray entitled Groundhog Day. I don't know how many of you recall. So Bill Murray, it's Groundhog Day, and I forget how his day goes, but lo and behold, the next morning he wakes up and it's Groundhog Day again. And he keeps on reliving the same day in his life. So the question on this cartoon last night was, remind me again how the character played by Bill Murray finally got out of the rut of Groundhog Day. And the response was, when he finally stopped fixating on himself and treating others with kindness and respect. And there's a bit of a suggestion that maybe during this season of our lives, we're being called to do the same thing. For those of us who are living in safety and living with enough, yet still teetering on anxiety and fear, maybe the antidote always is to find someone to care for, someone to get creative with, share the profound gifts that we have been given to participate in the human race. Then I want to read to you something by one of my newer friends who I've never met face to face, but her name is Sheena Grund. And she's a teacher in Saskatoon, and I find her offerings quite profound. So let me share this one with you. When I feel myself slipping into reliving a moment of resentment or fear or anxiety, I've begun asking myself the following questions. How much of my life has this moment already taken? How much of my life force have I given to it? Is me giving more of my life to that moment, that anxiety, that fear, that resentment, going to change what's happening? And finally, what else could I be doing with this beautiful energy that is my life? And so I allow myself to feel what I need to feel. I allow the memory to pass through me, the anxiety to pass through me, the resentment, the fear. And then I take that energy and I feed it into something that I want my life to be. Staying stuck in what happened changes nothing. Allowing myself to be held in the grace and love that is our God of the now changes everything. I've begun to practice walking away from the questions of why that ultimately just lead to more suffering because there are no clear answers. And I've begun instead to practice the question of what now? What is it that I want my life to be now? There is only now, and there is forward in our unfolding, and I will choose to be an active participant in it. I will choose to co-create a life I love with our God of the now. Let me close with a blessing by Jan Richardson. Blessing for the place between. When you come to the place between, when you have left what you hold most dear, when you are traveling toward the life you know not, when you arrive at the hardest ground, may it become for you a place to rest. May it become for you a place to dream. May the pain that has pressed itself into you give way to vision and to knowing. May the morning make of it an altar, a path, and a place to begin again. One final thought. Had a Zoom conference this afternoon with all of my colleagues within the Kingston area, and one phrase stood out for me as one of my colleagues was speaking about what was happening in her congregation, and she said, "There's been a surge of compassion." Isn't that a wonderful image? Let us wake up each day committed to being part of a surge of compassion, so that when we put each day to bed, despite its losses and disappointments, we know that we have been faithful in our call to share our light with others. Let us rest in the arms and in the friendships of those who are sharing their light with us. Rest well, good friends, and peace be with you.